You have two guys in MAGA hats in Chicago. It's like going to like the most conservative city in the United States, and you're
Yeah.
wearing a MAGA hat, and these guys are like, "Hey, this is Biden country," and they pour like a vegan soy latte on your head. You know?
Oh my God. What is up, everyone? This is the Ice and Dixon Show, episode number 4. We're really chucking along here. I'm Ice, and with me, as always, is Dixon. Dixon, how are you?
Doing great. How are you doing? I can't believe this is episode 4 already.
I know, this is fantastic. We keep trucking along against all adversity, and here we are. It really is going by pretty smoothly, I would say.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, we've had some technical difficulties. We've had some personal issues. But other than that, we're making it happen.
Yeah, we won't get into that until we release the behind the scenes footage of all this stuff that's going on.
Making the music, Ice and Dixon.
Making the music, I said. 3/4 of it is just, hey, does the auto sound? Am I coming through okay? 5 hours. Yeah.
But people don't understand the lengths that you go to, that we go to create a quality product like this.
Yeah, we really do. There's actually a lot of setup behind it, and it's hard to iron out those technical difficulties, but we do it. We make it happen.
Truly. And I'm just great to have. It feels great to have such a intelligent, technically minded partner like yourself.
Come on, give me too much credit.
No, maybe I do, but nonetheless, it's just dynamite when we're together.
It's electric in the room.
It's electric. Yes, it's electric.
I love it.
Good vibes.
A lot of good vibes on the show, and I think that's the most fun part about it. It's just a lot of conversation.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. We be talking about this stuff anyway. Aren't people glad that they get to listen? Speaking of getting to listen to a quality product like this, go ahead and subscribe.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Takes 1
second. We have shows. Absolutely. We have shows. We have clips. We have, commentary you could bring to your holiday party, and it's just going to set the room on fire. So go ahead.
Literally just on fire. The stuff coming out is so hot, you won't be able to contain it. And your family's going to want to hear about it too. Maybe you could start up a conversation. Maybe you could start a nice little family argument, a little debate going on. Everyone loves debates. You could bring up what we talk about and drone on about on the show, our current events, our hot takes, things like that, and see what they think.
And you could have Nana subscribe.
I would love that. I'd love to look at our demographic or analytics, and it's just like 80-year-old women, 100%.
They're definitely loyal. They love that Facebook, and they would probably be posting us left and right.
They probably would. You know what, Dixon? I think we should probably branch out a little bit. Maybe I've been going about this the wrong way as far as marketing us. Maybe we should hit Facebook. Maybe we should hit Apple Podcasts. Maybe we should do YouTube. Like all this stuff. There's so many. There's the podcasting world is kind of new to me.
Right.
So I think we could really branch out, really expand our base.
We could definitely. We could definitely attract that Nana audience. Just want Nanas.
That's all we want. That's our target demographic. What would you say our target demographic even is?
What's our target? That's a really good. I guess they're just dudes like us. I don't know.
Just obese dudes,
obese dudes that are just on that Twitch donating to Amaranth. Like that's our whole base right there. That's what we really want.
Yeah, that's it right there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it. You're not obese. I definitely am.
Oh my God, will you stop it right now?
Come on. Yeah, I've definitely put on some pounds since the pandemic.
Oh, me as well. I mean, what else could you do? Besides hunker down and drink and eat.
Yeah, it's really weird. It really cultivated a very lackadaisical mood of mine, and I'm just you were home a lot more, and you just kind of lolled around, and if you were bored, you'd go to the fridge. Like that's kind of what I do now. That's my life.
You kind of got into that routine. So, hey, well, there's a new year coming up. There's always room for improvement, I suppose.
Exactly. I've been pushing my diet off. You keep saying like, oh, I'm gonna start next week. I'm gonna start next week. It started back in like September, and I'm like, I'm just gonna push it to the new year. Like, screw it.
I'm with you. I've been trying to get back into that gymnasium like you wouldn't believe. Here we are.
Oh my God, I can't wait to hit the gym again. I'm gonna be so swole.
Dude, just like lift. Like, do you even lift?
Bro, do you even lift, bro?
God, and maybe there's something to this. There really is.
I think so. What are your favorite lifts, Dixon? I gotta ask you, as a fellow gym bro.
I'm never much for the bench press. Everybody's that, the bench press. Oh, I could bench this much. Who cares what you could bench? How functional is that?
Literally not at all. It's
I like the
literally
leg
not.
press. Yeah, I like the leg press, but that's not too functional either. Because when am I ever going to be just having use of my legs to move a sack of grain across the room?
Yeah, shoving it up into the grain silo or something.
I like squats. I like the leg press. That's my kind of thing. What about you?
You know, I like the bench press. I like the bench press. I kind of like the old deadlift, things like that.
Oh yeah, the deadlift. Yeah.
I like squatting too and stuff, but I tend to what's the word? Forego legs a lot.
Oh really? Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Well, I feel like a lot of guys do because when you're just like a dumb animal, you're just like, oh, like girls like biceps and girls like shoulders and stuff, and so like you're naturally inclined to just go for that, and you're like, well, I don't want to lift legs. Like I already got two of them. Like what do I need to lift them for? It's just like,
I hate shoulders. Shoulders. I have the weakest shoulders of all time.
oh
It's
man,
it's 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 bad.
I do too. Like I'll lift and I'll be like, why could I only lift this much doing like a shoulder press? But
Right.
I do love lifting them though. But then I always screw it up and then like I pull something and then like I'm out for a week. I'm eating at Burger King the next day and then I'm like, oh, I'll just do it next week. that's
Slippery slope.
that's
Very
a,
quickly deteriorate.
it's a vicious cycle, man. It really is. I I need a gym buddy or something. I think that's the main key.
It's definitely gives you a little bit of motivation. Plus, it gives you like, oh, look at how much I'm going to lift. I'm going to show off, and then you end up just like killing yourself. That's over. You know?
Yeah, you strain and then you like pull a muscle. And oh, I'm done for
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I'm done. Oh, good workout, bro. Like, we'll see if you can improve next time.
But yeah, that's my New Year's resolution. I would say it's going to be hardcore diet because I got a beach vacation with the family.
Oh, look at you, beach vacation. We
Yeah.
talked about this. Did we discuss this? Did you? Can you get the time off from the show?
Oh, you know what? I didn't put in yet to
Oh,
corporate. I gotta.
do we?
I
Do we
could
have a
do it remote.
replacement?
I could. There's no replacement for ice. There never will be.
Now taking applications.
Oh,
ISIS
okay.
replacement for 1 week a year when he's on vacation at the beach.
Yeah, one single week, and that's it. Do they get a cut of all the money that we make?
Oh my gosh, all the cents that we make, if ever, yes. I mean,
The cut,
hopefully.
and it's a big one. Believe me. Believe me when I say it's a big cut of money for one single week.
Believe it or else.
Believe it or else.
Oh
But yeah,
man,
I'll put in the time, or maybe I'll just do it remote. Just be with my
that'd be great.
family and like talking. I wonder how they'd react just seeing me talking on a podcast. Do you think
He's so disappointed.
I know
So disgusted.
they just leave out of embarrassment?
Fuck this kid. It's over.
Do we even know this guy?
Amazing. So what are we talking about today, Ice?
We got a lot of stuff to talk about today,
We do.
and I know that you ran down the list with me. I know one of the things that we're going to discuss is Jussie Smollett and what's that kid's name?
Oh man, Rittenhouse.
Yeah, Rittenhouse. I was
Yeah,
trying to think of a clever.
Rittenhouse.
I was trying to think of a clever name, but I figured you'd be able to do it. Yeah. So Jussie Smollett and Rittenhouse, and how the media kind of judged them before anything happened, and the comparison between that, I guess. And then we're also gonna do. Now this is huge. This is very big. We're gonna do another cancellation. You've
Oh
seen it
my
once
gosh,
before, and it's happening again. We're
we're
taking
canceling
down
again.
the mother from Home Alone.
Don't even get me started. I just can't wait to sink my teeth into that topic.
Totally justified. Totally
I
justified.
think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
And then you also said that you had a documentary that you wanted to bring up as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll get into that as we go on. I think that's definitely this is a pretty solid lineup.
It is a pretty solid lineup. There's a lot of things going on in the world, a lot of things that we could talk about,
Right.
and I
It's
love talking
Christmas.
about it with you. Yeah.
It's a year of holiness and light, and here we are, just bringing everybody down, and I love it. So why don't we get started?
Yeah. What would you like to start off with first, Dixon? You shoot.
So I think it was pretty interesting because you're talking about Jussie Smollett, Smollett, Jussie.
Yes.
I think it was Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock. Sorry, not to be racist, but one of those comedians
Oh, jeez.
said, um, "Forget Jussie. His name is Jesse. Like just forget." I think
Jesse.
it was Dave Chappelle. It was like Jesse because he doesn't even deserve the Jussie anymore because of what he kind of went through. So
I
yeah,
love it.
Jussie Smollett. It's 2 o'clock in the morning in Chicago. 2 o'clock in the morning in Chicago.
Where it all starts.
Yeah, where it all starts. And these guys in MAGA hats come up to him and they, shout homophobic slurs and they're racist and racial slurs. They put a noose over his head and
Oh my.
pour bleach on him. So, of course, the immediate reaction from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and all these celebrities was, immediate sympathy, immediate calls to action about racism.
Yes.
AOC posted something that this is homophobic, and it's you cannot live in this country and be okay with this kind of thing, and immediately rushed to his side. Well, it turns out he faked the whole thing. Right?
100%.
Right, 100% fake, and it's amazing because like the whole situation of that, you have two guys in MAGA hats in Chicago. It's like going to I don't know, the most conservative city in the United States, and you're wearing a MAGA hat, and these guys are like, "Hey, this is Biden country," and they pour like a vegan soy latte on your head.
Oh my god, I love it. But you're right. Like it's the most like unbelievable, ridiculous thing that you could picture in your head. Just imagine like just downtown Chicago with a group
Right.
of rednecks wearing MAGA hats, walking around with a noose, and just attacking black people. Like it was so ridiculous. Even if you're on Jesse's side, it's like don't you kind of put it together like that kind of sounds a little sus to me. It doesn't really add up.
Something's not adding up here.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's
it didn't make any sense. Like you said, it's like you go to like the deep south and there's like BLM
Yeah.
just hanging out around there. Like that,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
And they terrorize you for having a MAGA hat on. It's
Right.
completely ridiculous. And just the idea that nobody considered the logistics or the scenario before they immediately rush to judgment, and that there is no question that this actually happened and we should have to defend this person to the end. It's just incredible. And it's amazing because all those tweets are still exist from Joe Biden, from Kamala Harris, that this is a homophobic attack, this is a racial attack, this is white supremacy in the United States, we have to do better, all these kinds of things. Immediately rushed to make that judgment.
Yes.
The people in the media that, Jussie Smollett, a victim of homophobic actions, and how dare this happen in I think it was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
This is America in 2019. Turns out he faked it. He goes to trial, and this, past week, he's found guilty of 5 counts of disorderly conduct because he lied to police.
Yeah, as he should be. But like you said, Dixon, this whole thing was blown up by the media and all these super powerful political figures, and
Right.
they rushed to judgment and believed his story 100%, like immediately. Like you said, they never took it down. They never retracted their statements.
Right. Without investigation, without even a word being said on a trial, if it came to that, a judgment was already handed down, and this was the issue.
Yes, and then
it's amazing.
It is. It's absolutely incredible. And they use that to paint all Trump supporters as if they literally go around in their MAGA hats and just attack minorities, which is a ridiculous sentiment. Like, it's completely insane.
Right. And I love this. I love this tweet from Rashida Tlaib. Member, or however you say the last name.
Oh, she's still
member
around?
of the squad. Yes, she is.
Oh, boy.
This is actually when the attack happened. It was. I think she's quoting an article, but she says, "When one of the most famous black and gay men in America is not safe, the message is clearer than it ever has been." And so, what is the message? So obviously, this gay African American man is very safe in America. So what is the message that he had to invent this and create this? And what was the motive behind the whole thing?
Exactly. I think it was just to paint a picture that all Trump supporters are just like raving lunatic racists that literally just attack minorities. Like at the end of the day, he was literally just trying to push a narrative. But I don't. Do you think? Okay, here's a question. Like he had to push this to make it a thing, like a fake thing that he could try to convince people that was happening. But like, do you picture Jussie Smollett just going up to like people who wear MAGA hats and like try to antagonize them to get them to attack him, and they're just like, "What? Who are you? Get the fuck away from me, you weirdo!"
You really had to scrape the bottom of the barrel for the douchebags wearing MAGA hats. I mean, it's like, where are you going, man? It's like unbelievable. And what was really interesting to me about, you saw this trial go down stuff. There was one black juror on the jury, and he said, things didn't start to make sense, or, whatever. They kind of, you go into this knowing that he lied to police, but he said that, Jesse kept the noose on that they apparently had applied to him.
Oh my God.
So they said in with the noose having such a powerful, violent, disgusting, imagery and symbolism behind it, as a black man in America, why would you leave the noose on? Why wouldn't you try to get it forget about preserving evidence, forget about whatever. Your immediate gut reaction, why would you leave it on until police arrive? It's just insane. That's what said it didn't make sense. And that was just amazing. Once again, that judgment was handed down before they even got to trial.
It was. And like you said, that is like, I hate to say it, but it's hilarious.
It is. It's hilarious. To
just picture Jussie Smollett sitting there all mopey as the cops show up with a noose around his neck. Like you said,
come on.
The very first thing you do is you rip that damn thing off. It's
exactly
because it represents such a gross, like, disgusting part of our history. And I'm sure if you're a black man, you don't want that around your fucking neck. He would rip it off immediately, but he's just standing there moping. Oh man, they did this. Like, come on.
Come on, it's right. It's insane. It's so terrible and it's so ludicrous that it's hilarious because you had to force this story and this attack. What's your motive? He's famous already. He had a show. He was on TV. He did all these things. What is your point? What are you doing?
That's a good question. Man, I don't even know. I'm just firing shots here. I'm just taking a hot take. Do you think it was that he wanted to get more popular, or popular for a different reason, so he could be like some kind of, I guess, messiah that, like, oh, look at me, like, I survived the Trump attack, and I pushed past it. I fought against their racism, and I stand as like a beacon to everyone else who's been like attacked like this.
Right. And it's funny you say that because I remember when he did an interview with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America when this thing went down, and it turned out, he maybe wasn't lying to police. And she said, like, what is the motive? Why did this happen? Why do you think this happened to you? And he sits there and he thinks for a moment. And he goes, I go really hard at 45, meaning Trump, the 45th president. Come on, man. Like, you talk about Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Jussie created a fake hate crime and lost his entire career because he hated Trump in reality, and that was his reason. What is wrong with you? You write it out and you protest and you make your things known. But to go to these lengths because you hate Trump.
I know.
I mean, it's incredible.
That is the epitome of TDS, 100%. Dixon, I bet you could go up to the most crazy redneck Trump supporter if Jussie Smollett walked up to a crazy redneck Trump supporter and said, like, "Hey, fuck Trump, dude." They would probably just argue with him.
Yeah.
Like, there'd be no physical altercation.
Okay. Like, oh yeah, thanks, douchebag, whatever, and like that would be it, probably.
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, okay, you're a dumbass, and like that would be it. Like, I don't believe you, that you're an idiot, and like that's it. Like,
nice southern accent, I like that.
Oh, thank you. Maybe we'll have to get him on as a guest or something. We'll get redneck Trump supporter on as a guest one of these days.
That'd be great. We really wouldn't want to talk to because of all the people that redneck Trump supporter could go after. He chose to go after Jussie Smollett for whatever reason on the streets of Chicago at 2 a.m.
Couldn't he have, like, he's rich. Couldn't he have, like, flown somewhere to make it more believable? Like,
Yeah. Oh
like,
man, I was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and these frat boys came up. Like, well, you could do anything you wanted to, you know?
yeah, literally anywhere else in the United States of America, maybe even the world, would be a more believable location than fucking Chicago.
It is just so
Man.
ridiculous. It is just so ridiculous. And I mean, Trump's got to really feel good that people are just throwing away their careers because they can't stand him. I mean, in reality, talk about data domination on the psyche and the cycle. You know, it's
Oh my
incredible.
God. He had to have loved it. Yeah, he was he was like, if
Oh yeah.
let's say if he was still on Twitter, there'd be a tweet about it
Oh
like
my gosh.
immediately.
Exactly. Exactly.
Did
And then go ahead. Know what you're gonna say?
No, I was just gonna ask really quick. Did Jussie get sentenced yet?
No, he's going to be sentenced next year.
Okay.
So like, I think he faces up to 2 years in prison, but I think it's probably going to be like probation. I don't think anybody goes to prison for that kind of thing in reality.
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
think it's going to be. Yeah.
I don't think so. And I'll say, like, I don't think he should go to prison. Really.
Yeah, I don't think
is,
so either. I mean, yeah.
It's just a ridiculous thing, but it's just so dumb. It's so
I know
stupid.
it's so stupid. It's so incredibly stupid, and then somehow the people, you know, on the right that are they worship Trump. They love Trump. Trump is their god. He's their king. Really, dude? You just threw away your whole entire life because you hate Trump. It's just insane.
Yeah. So what are you really trying to say here? And again,
Exactly.
I guess it just goes back to maybe he just thought that the media was going to prop him up, which they did. I mean, they made him
Right.
headline for like a month or so about this.
Absolutely.
You know. So.
Yeah.
Again, they rushed to judgment and took everything at face value, took his word for it for such a ridiculous occurrence. And then they just used it to push that, if you support Trump, then you would do something like this, which
Right.
is disgusting.
Exactly. And then you compare that to Kyle Rittenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse has goes to the whole thing. You know, he's there with his AR, and there's some victims and everything else, and suddenly he's this terrible guy, the great example of white supremacy and why we need gun control in this country. And you have him, you know, once again, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and everybody else saying this is white supremacy. There is no doubt that this kid should be in jail. It was the wrong thing. He a terrible person. He should be, you know, persecuted for life, thrown away in jail.
Yeah.
Right. Good.
Yeah. Before any evidence came out or the trial
Right.
even started. But the problem is you could see the videos, like you could see what was happening. And even if you were against him at first, maybe that would make you even like a little skeptical, so you wouldn't jump to like, oh, look at this video. He wasn't actually just mowing down people like like the media is saying that he emptied like 5 clips into a
Right.
crowd of people. I mean, he was just running away. But the media ran with that. They ran with, he crossed state lines, which is probably the funniest thing ever. I guess crossing borders is illegal now. I guess
Evidently,
they were really
yeah.
big on that state lines thing. So there was that. Like it was blatant lies. And like you said, they rushed to judgment without anything, nothing. They said he's a murderer, and that was it.
Exactly. And you read those tweets about, cross state lines. These are the same people that are calling for, you know, no borders for the United States. You know, these are the same people that,
I know.
borders are illegal. And it's insane because now all of a sudden, this is the most important thing in the world is that there is a border and there's a state line or there's whatever, and they're making this their thing. And, you know, before, like you said, before it even went to trial, before it was even an investigation, before there was even any of those nuances involved or the circumstances involved, immediately he is guilty of murder. He's a white supremacist, and it's over. And of course, you know, justice, you know, did its thing. He had a jury of his peers, like anybody should have. Should be guaranteed for everybody. You know, a jury free of bias and everything else. And there it was, considering the investigation, considering the circumstances, he was not guilty.
Right.
And it just really shows such an interesting comparison between how the media could just write somebody off without any investigation or anything.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. They just rush to judgment. They hype up all these people. There's outrage and everything. And then And then also the political figures, which I think is probably
Yes.
one of the more disgusting things, is because these guys have a lot of power. They have a lot of swing. They have a lot of say.
Right.
And for Biden to come out and say that this was clear white supremacy, that was a big
Clear.
that was a big stretch to come out and
Yes.
accuse someone of that, because that's a pretty damning thing to say.
Absolutely. Even more damning than any of the media reports. That was the big thing, is that you have celebrities, you have these political figures coming out and immediately writing this off and immediately providing their judgment without any consideration for the facts or anything else, or without even there being a jury involved. It was just unbelievable when you compare those two cases, how opposite they were in their extremes, and the result of it, even though everybody immediately said, oh, this is it, it's over.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, with both of these things, they were so wildly different. But the main thing about them is that people on the left and like left leaning media and stuff, they were the ones pushing this stuff the hardest. You didn't really see, like, I would say, well, I mean, I guess you could say Fox News did that, but like to a much wider extent, the left had a much bigger say in all of this and pushing these narratives and just forcing these lies, essentially, they were lies, down people's throats, and everyone bought it.
Right. And it's funny because I was trying to find some old tweets of what was tweeted about, Kyle Rittenhouse, and this actually a recent one came up from the official Black Lives Matter Twitter account.
Oh, this should be good.
Hashtag Kyle Rittenhouse found not guilty on all counts. This is how the systems conspire to entrench. Hashtag white supremacy.
That's absolutely unbelievable.
Isn't it unbelievable? The people that Kyle Rittenhouse shot were white.
Exactly.
Kyle Rittenhouse is white.
and the one of them wasn't even there supporting BLM. He just got out of like a mental hospital and he just stumbled into this whole thing. Like the one guy wasn't even there supporting BLM.
Insane. That's insane. It's unbelievable. Now if he's there, like you said, which the original reports were mowing down Black Lives Matter protesters. Okay, I have a problem with that. That's an issue. That's
100%. I 100% agree. That wasn't the case. No, that's far and away from what actually happened. I'd be calling for his execution if he was doing something like that, just mowing down peaceful protesters, because that's absolutely disgusting, and I wouldn't stand for that. But the fact of the matter is, you literally just had someone who was defending themselves and running away from a mob during a riot where they were burning down buildings and causing damage. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The only argument that you can make against Kyle Rittenhouse, in my opinion, is that maybe he shouldn't have been there. Maybe he shouldn't have gone and defended the property. I mean, he wasn't even defending the property with a gun. He was defending himself with a gun. So I don't even know if you could really make that argument. The escalation happened from the rioters and the protesters. But again, the media and all these figures, they didn't say that. That wasn't the narrative that they pushed. It was he's a white supremacist and he just mowed down protesters. It was so skewed and just so ridiculous that it was pretty crazy to watch, and I couldn't believe it. Sorry, I'm rambling on, but I just want to finish up with this point. It was crazy to me that there was video footage of this entire incident. Everyone could see it, but the media and these political figures still stuck with that narrative and judged him as a murderer. It was insane for me to see.
Like you said, it was a narrative, and that was it. Facts didn't matter.
No, not at all. It didn't matter with Jussie, and it didn't matter with Kyle. But in the end, and this is a great thing, this is what you could take away from it, is that the court system worked, because they found Jussie guilty and they found Kyle innocent, which, from all the evidence that we know about, I'd say that that's the correct verdicts for both of them.
Spot on. Exactly. Well, maybe we should move on to a lighter topic after dissecting.
Sorry, I'm getting all fired up. I'm getting a little hot under the collar over here.
Understandable. It's the truth. I mean, it's the truth. We are both legal scholars of some sort, and that's the thing. So that's why it gets us. so hot and bothered when we see this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, we're definitely scholars.
Understandable.
I read a lot of Wikipedia articles and
Yeah.
people people
That's
talking
what I love
about this
about.
stuff.
That's why like Wikipedia is like the best because anybody could edit it. That's what's really good about it.
That's my
You know
favorite
it's
part
legit.
about it. It's a
Yeah.
it's a living document like the Constitution.
Why would they lie to you? They wouldn't lie to you on Wikipedia. Absolutely not. There's no
Absolutely.
agenda.
No, not at all.
so, so let's move on to, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
I mean, it's a lighter topic, but it still is a serious business. It's serious business is really what it is. And the fact of the matter is we need to cancel somebody now again for this, our second holiday of this year that we're canceling somebody.
The big cancellation.
And
Here it comes.
yes, cancellation special. The mom from Home Alone. Home Alone 1 and 2. Not Home Alone 3, but the mom from Home Alone 1 and 2. Kevin's mom in Home Alone 1 and 2.
This has been a long time coming, honestly.
It's been a long time coming. It's really shouldn't have. I can't believe we're the first ones to even bring this up because, I mean, in reality, how could this woman still be allowed to be responsible for children in this day and age? It's just insane to me. So you have the first Home Alone, right?
Right.
So, everybody's pissed at Kevin for some reason. Who the hell knows? Seems like Kevin exists and they're mad at him. The one kid goes, "Kevin, you're such a disease."
Oh my god, I forgot about that line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty damn harsh for the poor kid.
Look what you did, you little jerk. From Uncle Frank.
Yeah. Oh my god. Poor kid got bullied by his own family.
You really can't blame him. I mean, it's like for wanting to be on his own for a little bit.
Yeah, I know. He was probably he was in heaven. He was having the time of his life. Getting away from his GD family for once. Oh, hey, I'm not going to get bullied for a little while. This is going to be nice.
It's awesome. Not going to get bullied. Oh, nope, psych. You got to deal with 2 armed robbers. We're going to take everything from you. Poor bastard can't catch a break.
This poor kid.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God. I'm
So the
dying
first
over
Home Alone, maybe you could let it slide. Maybe. Okay, they leave the kid home. They know he's home because he's not at the airport, so where the hell else would he be, right? So from what I can tell, the mother is actively trying to get back to Chicago, the scene of intense hate crimes at 2 o'clock in the morning, as we know. So I don't blame her for trying to get back.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what was that? What was it in the 90s? Like, oh, somebody walks up to Kevin, "This is Clinton Gore country, boy." Like, and it's like a whole big thing. But
yeah, that's the kind of shit that happened back then.
Yeah. This is Dan Quayle country. Like, it was something ridiculous.
Dan Quayle. Oh god.
So Kevin's home alone. Okay, so maybe you let her slide. Okay, so in theory you have some confidence. He's home alone. What kind of trouble could he get into? Granted, I don't ever see them trying to call him at the house. This is in the 90s when people didn't have cell phones and you remembered people's numbers. Like you would remember your house number. I don't see them try to call the house.
No. Did they even call the house once?
I don't think they called the house at all. So that's something to consider.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can see, like I said, I think Kevin's mom is actively trying to get back to Chicago. I understand it's the holiday season, busy travel time. She's having an issue getting back. Big deal.
Okay.
So I get that.
Okay.
And so, but nonetheless, there are avenues you could take. Can't you call your neighbors? Now, granted, I think in the story how it folds is that the reason why the wet bandits are targeting his street is because everybody's away for Christmas. They're doing something else.
Yes.
But couldn't you call a neighbor or something to check on Kevin?
Yeah, just something. Just
right.
do the bare minimum, for God's sakes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's only your kid, for God's sake. But once again, they have this huge family of 30 people, it seems like. And they take these extravagant vacations on Christmas. I don't understand it, but what do I know?
Yeah, and he's on the bottom of the totem pole. Apparently.
Kid, unbelievable. So fine. Okay, Home Alone, fine. So now the next time this happens, everybody's a little bit, they're wiser. Kevin's older. They've been through this before of a Christmas trip where they left somebody behind. They're going to be on their best behavior, you think? Nope. The kid gets on the wrong plane.
Couldn't they take responsibility and just get the kid on the same GD plane with them?
We'll say this: there's a little more responsibility to be shared for this on Kevin than just his parents, because Kevin is being an asshole with that yak back or whatever. A talk boy, was it a talk boy?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The talk boy. I always wanted one of them when I
yeah.
was a kid.
Oh, me too. That was like the ultimate. And I never
Those are
saw them
so
in
cool.
stores. I don't think.
I no, you know, I don't think I had one. Yeah, was that even a thing that was in stores? I think they
You
sold
know,
that thing, right?
I think they did, but I don't remember even. I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I just grew up with hard times, but I don't remember.
Oh, you
I
didn't
always
grow up
wanted
with
one of
hard
those.
times.
Hopefully, my parents will listen to this show.
They're
So
gonna
he's
be
there. He's trying to
insulted.
get. They're going to be highly told because I didn't get a talk boy. Thanks, mom and dad.
Yeah.
Really ruined my future. We should do one episode. We just talking to talk boys and just play it back the whole time.
Oh my god, could you imagine that? That'd be such a retro cool thing to do.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Do it through cassette. Oh my god, that'd be great. Maybe one day we'll actually do that.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. So Kevin is, looking for batteries. Of course, he gets separated from his family. Now, granted, now security wasn't what it was in the airport, so they just let him on some random plane, evidently, that had an empty seat during Christmas season. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
you got to remember this was pre 9/11, so
right. Yeah,
things
you
were
don't
a
have to take your
little
shoes off.
things were a little different back then. I don't know how many people know how lax airport
Yeah,
security
really.
actually was, but yeah,
That's the truth. Absolutely. So Kevin gets on the wrong plane, lands in New York. Now, Kevin is old enough at this point to have his own ticket for the plane. He's expected to get to the gate with his family. They're all running separately. Kevin lands in New York. Family's in Florida, right?
right.
Kevin finds out he's in New York City. This kind of, he kind of gets a little bit of an idea that, hey, I'm alone in the big city. Now, granted, at this point, Kevin is old enough. He should know that his family is going to Florida. He should know where they're staying. In reality, Kevin walks up to that desk where the airline ticketing things are happening. Say, hey, I left my family. They're in Florida. Can you call them for me? End of movie. It's over. Done.
Yeah,
Right? Forget it.
that's
Yeah.
literally it. Yeah.
You can also say that, hey, guess what? This lady put me on the wrong plane. Wouldn't he be probably flying free for the rest of his life? But nonetheless, forget it.
No common sense.
So many inconsistencies in this film. I can't take it.
Really taking it down.
So nonetheless, this happens again to the parents. So you think, okay, what can they do? They really don't know where he is. He's lost in the airport. Whatever happened, right?
Right.
So they go to the police in Florida, and the police officer says to them, "You know what? It's very unlikely he's anywhere else but Chicago." And so if you're Kevin's mother or father, you're thinking, "Oh my God, Kevin's in Chicago. Wouldn't you do everything in your power to get back to Chicago?" No, they're kind of hanging out there for a minute.
Yeah.
They're kind of
What's up with that?
Once again, if he's back in Chicago, do they think to maybe call the house?
Just call the house. Just call someone. Do something. It's literally your son, your flesh and blood.
Your only begotten son.
Your
And
only begotten son.
This is what goes on. So Kevin's mom, she has these freakouts. She gets nervous. She's finally somehow she ends up in New York, and because they find out he stole the credit card.
Yeah.
Stole the credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So she ends up in New York, but in reality, I'm canceling Kevin's mom. A shitty mom. The worst travelers I've ever seen in my entire life. It just she has to be canceled. It's been too long. I mean, she's existed in this universe where, I think she's been applauded as a hero because, oh my God, she found her son after she lost him twice. Oh my God, what a scenario!
Shouldn't have lost him in the first place.
Yes, exactly. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. I wonder how the new woke crowd would view the mom in this situation in the modern day.
If you want a case against white privilege, you look at Kevin McAllister, beat up by his family, gets lost on vacation twice. I mean, come on now. They have so much money. They're so rich. And they have so many kids that, oh my God, look at Kevin. He can't even exist in this society and be successful.
Exactly, and it's honestly kind of heartbreaking when you look at it like that.
I will say this: you can't really give Kevin praise because this is before YouTube. This is before Reddit. This is before Discord. He had to do all this stuff on his own and basically came up with this whole game plan by himself with no outside interference.
Yeah, exactly, and he did a pretty damn good job. I gotta say, yeah. But could you imagine, like, this could not exist in the modern day anymore. It would just be like, oh, I'm tracking my son's location via my iPhone. Here he is. End of story. That's it.
Oh, Kevin's snap location is still Chicago. All right, we got to get back home.
You know what? But
And that would be it.
I bet Kevin's mom would still fuck it up somehow.
Yeah, she would. Yeah, absolutely, she would. She absolutely would. Oh, let's FaceTime him. Oh, yeah. FaceTime doesn't work. It'll be something like that.
And they'll just hang out for a little bit.
Yeah. I think there's somebody else we have to cancel in Home Alone 2 as well.
Now, who else?
And it's not Donald Trump. I'll tell you that right now. Because everybody's trying to cancel Donald Trump because he was in Home Alone for about 15 seconds.
Oh my God! Give the guy a goddamn break for once in his life. Oh my
God! Seriously, the poor bastard.
I know.
Speaking of Kevin McAllister, he's another one who got beat up every single day of his life.
True.
God, unbelievable. But we have to cancel. And there's people may not agree with this, but I have no sympathy for this. We're going to cancel the homeless lady in Home Alone 2.
Wow. Now, I didn't expect this coming. Now, why would you do that?
So I guess the reason that I'm canceling the homeless woman for Home Alone 2 is that Kevin meets up with her, right? And, Kevin sees her and she's there and she's covered in pigeon feces. And, she has this real scowl about her.
Yeah, real
so
scraggly.
Christmas Eve, they go to this, the music venue, and they're able to sneak into the rafters and, watch this music thing go down.
Right.
And she confides in Kevin that, basically the reason why she's homeless is because somebody broke up with her one time. And that's it.
Wait, is that... Wait, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. Was that not expanded on? Was that really just all... Someone broke up with her one time?
That was it. She got her heart broken, and now she's homeless.
Oh, man. What, did she turn to hard drugs or something?
That could probably be inferred. You could probably make that leap. But this is the 90s, and we're kids watching this movie. You don't know any better. And so maybe she turned to liquor and hard drugs and everything else. Who the hell knows? But the only reason she gives is that I got my heart broken once. A boy dumped me years ago.
Really?
And, if you and I ever became homeless for all the heartbreak we've suffered, I think we'd be under a bridge, just destitute completely.
Dixon, for everything that we've been through as far as heartbreak and rejection goes, yeah, I'd be off the bridge right now.
You'd be in the river. It'd be over. Done. And that's the standard we're going by.
I wouldn't last that long. But one single heartbreak and it turns you homeless, lady. I got something to tell you. I've been through a lot of that, and I'm not homeless.
You need to wake up and get your shit together.
Yeah, seriously,
it's unbelievable. And then you think, okay, maybe the McAllister family finally learned their lesson. They're gonna turn the tide. They've already been through this once before, but maybe it takes, almost losing another human being for a second time to really make some changes in your life. So he goes, and he has those turtle doves, right? He gets from the toy store earlier in the film.
Oh, I love that scene.
Right? Yeah, so he gets the turtle doves. And then at the end of the movie, he's in the Plaza Hotel with his family, in a suite, with meals and presents. And what does he do? Runs out into the cold, gives the homeless woman a turtle dove, and runs back to the suite. Not, hey, do you want to come in and have dinner with us?
Yeah, like, hey, we're a little cold out here. You probably haven't had a hot meal in quite a while.
Can I bring you a bowl of soup? At the very least.
For just something.
No, he gives her an effing turtle dove.
You're like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
What is she going to do with a turtle dove? Come on.
Now that you're pointing this out, there's a lot of missteps from all the characters in this movie, I would say.
I'm just writing off the whole entire Home Alone franchise. It's over.
Cancel all of them. A lot of stupid decisions.
Definitely canceling Kevin's mom. Definitely canceling the homeless woman as well. So it's, it's your time has come. You're canceled. It's over.
Done. It's over. It's done.
I'm glad we really that was really weighing on me for many years. I just had to express that because it's just completely ridiculous.
I'm glad. Yeah. And I'm glad we exposed those two frauds for what they really are. Those two hacks.
Yep. Truly.
Man, we really needed that. Now that they're canceled, that'll help us when we go into our Christmas special if we have one next week. That'll help clear our
Exactly.
minds. We won't have to worry about them like we did with the peppermint patty incident of Thanksgiving 2021.
No holiday character is safe.
No holiday characters safe, especially dumb ones like them.
We'll get into that Polar Express at a later date.
Oh my god! I never even saw that movie. I've seen like parts of it,
Really?
but yeah, what I would probably cancel the conductor because didn't he like power slide a train over like an icy lake or something with a bunch of kids on it?
Immediately, without further review, immediate judgment, the conductor from the Polar Express cancel. It's over. It's done.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna pass judgment like the liberal media does. No evidence. I don't even need a trial. Canceled.
Nope.
Everyone
Canceled.
canceled.
Done. Guess what? Find a new job. You're shoveling coal from now on. Get out of that control room.
Get the hell out. Stop stealing kids, you creep. Put them on your dirty train.
Yeah. Steals kids, goes over an ice mountain. Okay, yeah, this is good. This is wholesome entertainment.
Totally safe.
Unbelievable. You're really not, in terms of the movie, you're really not missing much. It's like one of those movies that like I saw and I liked it, but the book is better. Book is definitely better.
Yeah, didn't we read that book in like elementary school?
Yeah, it's real short. It's a short children's book, but they have all this action. They have all these things happening in the movie that really just don't. I don't know. They just don't add up. They could have made it a lot shorter. Just kept it simple.
I swear I've seen like I swear it's one of those movies that it's been on TV and I've like watched bits and pieces of it. Yeah, isn't it just like a lot of stuff happening and the kid is just like taking it all in and then he just goes home?
Yeah,
like that's
kind of what it is. And there's a train scene where the poor kid on the train gets lost or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like something.
And they find out. Yeah,
it just sounds better that it should have just stayed a children's book.
Yeah, I think
like,
so. And there's like a scene where
video.
they meet Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is there with this bunch of elves, and they sing a rock song at one point. So it's a little overdone, but you know, it is what it is.
Oh boy, I'm sure kids loved it though.
I mean, I remember watching it. I was okay with it, but I don't think I've ever watched it in its entirety since then.
Oh, okay, so it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do a rewatch at some point.
Yeah, let's do a rewatch live on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, just a live commentary track of us. Man, this fucking conductor, hate this guy.
Unbelievable, my friend.
Man. That'd be great. Yeah.
Now that's out of the way. Well, what are we moving on to now?
Thank God. That's a load. That's a load off my chest right there. What is it? A weight off my chest? A load off my chest sounds a little weird. I don't know if I like that terminology.
I don't know what kind of load you're carrying on your chest.
All right. We'll redact that. Yeah, but the last thing that we were talking about, and I'm really interested to hear you talk about this if you want to, but I feel like the final thing, if you want to go into this, the documentary that you watched on that, what was his name? Doc. It was some weird name. I had it written down here and I can't find it now and I'm scrambling.
So from Doc Antle from Tiger King.
Yes, Doc Antle.
Yeah. So they came out with a short limited series on Netflix focusing on the experiences of Doc Antle, who gained some fame from the original Tiger King, which took the world by storm during the COVID quarantine.
Yes.
And you watch Tiger King, you watch the first Tiger King, and you kind of get an idea that Doc's a creep. Doc has some issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Doc's not all there, and he's got these women. He talks about he forced them to getting boob jobs. You know, they basically, his labor force is basically just, I don't know if it's volunteers or not, but anyway, they work, 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't take days off. They live in pretty, I wouldn't say squalor, but not the best housing accommodations. But so Doc is there, and he's got these three partners. He's got three wives or three girlfriends, whatever it might be.
Oh, so he's polyamorous, is what you would say.
Well, they say he's polyamorous, but in reality, it seems more like it's what the woman in the Doc Antle documentary used. She used the word harem.
A harem.
And yeah, because she said, in a polygamous relationship, there's respect, there's freedom, there's choice, whereas he's not providing that to his partners.
Oh wow, that's pretty interesting actually. That's an abusive dynamic. I could already see it.
Yes, and it's that's a really a 2021 take. I never thought I'd be like, yeah, that's exactly what a polygamous relationship is. That's exactly what it needs. It's more like it's a harem thing. So, but Doc, so he starts out. He's in this thing called Yogaville, which is this community in Virginia. Basically, you practice yoga, meditation, vegetarian diet, and there's this guru there.
All those
What's
things
that?
are all those things are just kind of like cults, right? Like that's
I don't want to say that, man.
okay. Sorry. All right.
However, the thing is,
A big however there. Okay, let's.
however, when they're exploited, yes.
Oh.
And so you have this guru or the leader of the group up there was Swami Satchidananda, and
Okay.
he was actually famous because he opened Woodstock. He was like the opener of the speaker or whatever
Oh, that's pretty
of
big.
Woodstock. Yeah, and he's like credited with kind of getting the West into the Eastern religions in the 60s and 70s and all that kind of thing. So the thing is that Swami, really exercised control over the people in this commune,
Oh God.
this
Here we
community.
go. Yep.
Yeah, and of course there was allegations of sexual abuse, and of course there was things that he used to, make you a member. Like he would change your name when you arrived. And
Hmm.
there's certain similarities between that and what a cult will do when they're trying to break down your psyche. Well,
Oh
lo and
yeah.
behold, who's a resident of Yogaville but Doc Antle?
Oh boy.
And he kind of learned these things in Yogaville, brought them to his zoo in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and, and basically has been exploiting these women. Also, there's allegations of him that he was involved with minors since the 80s, that he was into girls that were underage. He would marry
Holy
them, he'd engage
shit.
in sexual activities with them, right? And that was his thing. And then there's also this weird dynamic where a guy working at the zoo, Doc had owed this gentleman working at the zoo some money, and he was actually getting ready to leave. He's saying, I want a fresh start. He's trying to get out of the zoo kind of deal. And sure enough, the day before he's supposed to leave, he mysteriously falls down a mountain and dies.
No way.
Yes, and who's there but Doc Antle?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no
Come on.
investigation, nothing.
They didn't investigate.
They didn't investigate. So I think it was the cops were there, but there was no investigation. What was raised the red flags or suspicions is that Doc Antle himself reached out to this guy's family, Mitra. They went by Mitra when he was at the zoo because once again, Doc Antle changes your name, and he called his family directly. The authorities didn't call Mitra's family. The medical personnel didn't call Mitra's family. Doc Antle himself called their family and said, "Oh yeah, Mitra's dead." Isn't it very strange to you that
Yes.
that authorities wouldn't reach out to the family first?
100%.
It's almost like you
Absolutely.
created a judgment prior to actually finding an investigation, right? It sounds like this is a common theme here.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of does sound like a
Yeah.
common theme.
So either way, right now, Doc Antle is under investigation. I don't know if he currently is or not, but there's issues with how he treats animals and what he does. Because the thing is with Doc Antle's Myrtle Beach Safari is that the whole big thing is, and the reason why everybody's against all this is cub petting. And you go there, you pay a certain amount of money, and you basically get to play and take pictures with these little cubs. So they might have a dozen cubs at a time. Well, it turns out they get to be a 300-pound tiger. Guess what? You got to care for them and feed them. So the
Right.
whole thing is that Doc Antle would have these cubs, take them to a certain age when they were no longer profitable, and just kill them,
No
and that'd be
way.
it.
What a
Yeah,
scumbag. Like he literally did
exactly.
this?
Well, that's the claims. I don't know if it's been proven,
Oh
but
my
yes,
God.
yeah.
That's
Because then
awful.
it becomes basically just a bill, a liability that you got to be responsible for these adult tigers.
Oh, well, I'm sure, but if you're taking him in, then Jesus Christ, take care or give him to a zoo. I don't know. Like that's wow.
Well, the whole thing is it's not really they're taking them in; they're breeding these cubs for that purpose, and then they're getting rid of them.
Wow, that's pretty disgusting.
Have you not watched Tiger King?
I have not.
Matt, drop everything
Oh.
and you have to start watching Tiger King because it is when it first came out. I watched it. It was during COVID, during quarantine,
Yeah, I remember it came
and
out like right around then.
I hate the idea of the concept of quarantine because sick people quarantine, healthy people don't quarantine. But nonetheless, we were on a quarantine. Right?
Yeah, just sitting on our asses doing nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How healthy for us to avoid sunlight and fresh air and be locked indoors for months on end. But
Yeah, I'm feeling that 30 pounds later. But yeah, sorry, continue.
30 pounds and just several more degrees of depression later. Here we are.
Yes.
I remember watching it like it came out like the first night it came out. And I'm not into animals. I really don't care. I'm not a zoo guy. Whatever.
I'm not a zoo
if you're,
guy.
if you're a zoo guy, comment. Leave us a comment below.
Yeah,
We want to know. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, what's your favorite zoo? Give us your zoo visit tips.
You look forward to zoo.
Your favorite zoo.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm watching this, and like the first night it came out, I thought, "Oh my god, this is the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. This is completely ridiculous. It's completely ludicrous." And I remember texting, everybody saying, "Did you watch Tiger King yet? You got to watch it." Lo and behold, after I started texting, people just started watching it. But
wow, go figure. You were on it before it was cool.
But yeah, this Doc Antle, like just he's a weirdo creep. He's a weird, he's a creep. There's some issues there. But really, what he is he's abusive. He's controlling. He created a cult-like atmosphere in his facility. And I have no qualms about canceling him, but he should really be investigated by the authorities for all these claims related to animals, related to abuse, all that kind of thing. And it's really shocking how the documentary itself was good. I watched it all like in one sitting. I think it's only like 3 or 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish they went into the murder plot a little bit deeper. Like they just kind of talked about it, and like that was kind of it.
Yeah, I'm curious that they didn't dive into something that serious a little further.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pass judgment like the media or some political figures would, but I don't have as much pull as them. And I would say, judging from the looks of this guy, and I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, and what you've told me about him and all these allegations, I'd say there's probably a pretty good chance that he's guilty of all these things that people accuse him of.
This thing is and he's such a good showman. He's such a good entertainer. He's a good lead man. And that's the thing, he's charismatic, which all of these cult leaders are. You know what I mean? It's just really kind of a shame,
100%. Like if you're manipulative and you could also be, I guess, charming, or like you said, seem like a decent guy at the same time, you could definitely twist people to do what you want to do. And the fact that this guy went to Yogaville, like that right there, you could have just said that. I'd be like, yeah, this guy, he's guilty. Done.
Who goes to Yogaville?
Yeah, and he learned from the Bocce Swami, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, 100%.
Drop a comment below.
Yeah.
Immediately canceled from the show. Immediately banned.
Drop your Yogaville tips. I want to know. Oh my god.
What to know about going to Yogaville? Listen.
Oh man, maybe we'll take a visit. Maybe we'll do a live show from here one day.
Live show. Yogaville residents, friends of the show.
Yeah, we'll get him as a guest. But yeah, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I think we have one final thing to talk about.
And what is that, Dixon?
So I remember a few weeks ago, you reported that you hated the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds.
I wouldn't say that I hated them.
You hated each one of the pet sounds. You hated all of the sounds.
Everyone.
And then I suggested you follow up and listen to the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yes.
So you completed your assignment. You came back and you listened to Yellow Submarine.
Yes, I did.
So then last week you promised me you would listen to Sgt. Pepper.
Oh boy!
So did you listen to it? How did it go? What do you think?
Well, I hate to do a first for this show and disappoint you and everyone watching, but I did not listen to that album for this week, unfortunately.
Oh my god! Well,
I'm really sorry that I let you down. I really am, and I apologize. Won't happen again.
I was really looking forward to your hot take.
We could bring it in on the Christmas special.
That'd be good. Should we talk about a Christmas song too? A Christmas album on the Christmas special?
Oh, actually, yeah, that'd be great. Are there any Beach Boys or Beatles Christmas albums?
Oh my God, Beach Boys, Little Saint Nick, Christmas classic, instant.
Oh, they sing that?
Yeah.
What? See, I have no idea. I love that song.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
That's
I
so funny that you hate Pet Sounds, but you love Little Saint Nick.
I'm so uninformed. I gotta say.
That is so funny. Oh my God. I would like to talk about what I think are the top 10 greatest Christmas songs of all time.
Oh, I honestly, I love that. I love that idea. Let's do that.
All right, sounds good.
That could be like an almost like a whole show. I think people would love that. People
Oh my
love
God, they
Christmas
absolutely love
music.
it. They do. I like Christmas music. There's some really decent Christmas music out there, I think.
I could definitely put together. Should we each bring 10?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And make sure you listen to it. Not
Oh,
Yellow Submarine twice.
Wait, this sounds a little familiar. Oh wait.
Oh fuck! I've listened to this again.
Okay. Okay, guys, so everyone listen next week for the Christmas special, me and Dixon are each going to bring 10 of our favorite Christmas songs. That's going to be really fun. That'll be a nice music show.
Absolutely, yeah. And why don't you comment? Well, we'll wait for next week, but comment your 10 favorite as well.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
if you get to the end and you hear this, comment your 10 below. But I think that's going to be the very first question that we ask as soon as we open up. I want to see what other people think.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. That's going to be fun. Oh man, I'm so pumped for this. That's going to be awesome.
Me too. It's gonna be good. It was gonna be a good time. This was a really good show. I think we covered a variety.
Yeah.
Topics.
A lot of energy. You really brought it, as always. But this was a particularly good show, I gotta say.
I think so too. I think we really, like I said, no holiday character is safe. We're coming for you next, Frosty. It's over.
Oh my God, Frosty. He's got a lot to answer for.
Who do you think he is, smoking in front of children?
Unreal. Canceled. You're done.
Done. Unbelievable.
Oh man. Oh yeah, this was a fun show. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one, and I hope you guys are too. So.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for hosting as always.
Oh, thank you for hosting as well.
We really deserve a pat on the back from each other because we do such a good job.
We really do. We really do. I'll send you a pat in Discord.
All right, sounds good. Don't you have to
All right,
pay
guys.
for that nowadays?
Not yet.
Okay.
You know what? I hope a day never comes where we have to pay for Discord, but
all right, well,
could happen. You never know.
All right, Ice, bring it home.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below. Hit that sub button. Give us a like, for God's sakes. Give us something. We've done so much for you. We've done so much for the world today by canceling those two frauds from Home Alone as well. The homeless lady and Kevin's mom. Please just give us some credit. And we will see you in the next show next week where me and Dixon give our 10 favorite Christmas songs for this year's Christmas special. It's going to be a great one.
Wonderful.
All right. We'll see you next time. I'm Ice.
I'm Dixon.
Love it. We'll see you next time.
See ya.